Okay, folks, now, this is going to be a proper quick one with a grey sky and a lot of light in the base of it. A wee tree here and there, maybe a pathway and a bit of water. Now, because this is a small painting, it really doesn't and shouldn't take that long to just cover it. I should have the guts of this done, hopefully, in 10 minutes. So I'll let you see. Right, first, let me just get... Now, the main part of the reason of this is that I have a lot of paint that's drying up on my palette here, and I'm just using it up. So, I get a little bit of terps, a little bit of mineral spirits, just to loosen this out a bit. Now, anything that is too clumpy, I won't be using. And here's something else. Don't mix too much. Okay? Don't mix on the palette too much. You always there's this big tendency to just pick this thing up and just mix it all on the palette here, you know. Just get a lot of... Here's a thing for you. Get a lot of color on the palette, okay? Get it on there and do it. And if then you decide that you want to mix it up, you want it all homogeneous, go ahead and do it that way. But don't ruin it from the start by mixing everything all together. Making it all one color. Look at that. Look at the many different shades and tones that are already in this. Only just started and it's already there. Everything you see me doing here is subject to change. All of it. Now, I think... Hi folks, just a wee quick announcement. I've started one of those new member thingy-majigs. I would really appreciate your support. It helps the channel and it helps me. Just click the wee join button below the video. It's only a couple of quid a month. Anyway, thanks folks, it's very much appreciated. And now let's get back to it. Right, let me see. Now, I think what I want is a smaller tree. We have a bit of a distance here. Now, let me see. Right, okay. What I'll do is I'll change my brush up. Nothing special, just an old beat up brush. This very cheap one. Jenny Art. I don't even think that's a real name. Anywho's, here we go. Now, get some of that that white in. Now, I want this to be a grey, so I'm going to use some of the cerulean. Look at that. Get all that through it. Try your best to keep the colours. You don't want to be doing it too much, you know. Now, that's too saturated. Let's knock that back a bit. I'm going to have to go and get myself some white. I am scraping the hell out of this stuff, so I am. Let me see. Yeah, I'll get myself some white, but everything else seems to be okay at the minute. Big shoulder in the thing, trying not to. Okay. So, let's see if we can get a bit of a violet blue going on here. A grey violet. There we go. Yep. A little bit of green in it. The green really greys the violet out. And get some of that liquid into it. Let me see now. A bit darker than that maybe, you know. Put a little bit of that black in it. And some red. That's not bad now. A bit too saturated. I'm going to knock that back a bit. Bit saturated still. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, now let me just get a break. We look till I see what we're doing. Now I want to lighten this guy up in certain areas. So I'm just going to use all the guts of pure white here. With a little bit of the red on it, and I'm just going to shape this guy here. Trying my best to keep it all rough and ready. Along here, along here. That's good stuff. Now look at how quickly this has this canvas has been covered up. Very quick indeed. Now you're thinking, well, it doesn't look like much, yeah, but give it time, you know, give it a bit of time. Have a bit of patience. Okay. There we go. Given that the base of that sun peeking through. Just the idea of it for the time being. I just want to soften everything in the sky here, and then take off and remove anything that I think it needs taken off and removed. So, just softening all of this together. Now look at that, that's a real multicolored sky. Wonderful. Very good. Now, I want some darker patches. So let's get myself some darker patches in here. Again, trying your best not to cover everything up. Having this dark cloud come right across this tree here. A little bit up in here too. Let me see. Bring that across there. Okay, now hopefully you can see just about where I'm trying to go with this. Trying to create shapes now with this dark cloud here. Bringing it right across the tip of this tree here. Alright, so far so good, eh? Just want to soften it up a touch. They are clouds after all, you know, you want a little bit of softness in them. Alright, now let's get I think I will need to put in a little bit of red, but for now, just work with what I've got. Maybe. It's nice. It's coming together already. Literally just started it. And it's coming together already. Nice and gently. Just creating those breaks of light coming through these dark clouds here. Little breaks here and there allow for that sense of realism. There's some cerulean, a little bit of yellow. I like that combination. That's a bit too much. I like that greenish color, but I have I'm gonna have to get out some, yeah, I'm gonna have to get out some paint. I have to get out some blue. Keep getting my big shoulder in the back and the thing here, so, and that too, folks. Okay, now, there's some blue out. I'll put a little bit of yellow out as well. So, just doing this on the go today. A little bit of yellow there. Using some semi-dried paint on the palette. I'm just using it up here. Right, so let me see. Let me just create a space for the sky to poke through in this cloud here. I'm going to create a bit of space here and allow that to happen. Now, give me a brush that will help it to happen. There we go. There's one. So, a little bit of cerulean, a little bit of yellow. Just have that. A little bit bluer than that, maybe. A little bit brighter too. Okay. So far, definitely so good. And we're still working at it, folks. Well, let's just see along here. Now, I don't really want to get ahead of myself here, folks, because I still have this tree and land to sort out. So I'll do that now. Now, where's my other? There it is. Right, so a nice, hardly anything on the brush because of this here. So I'm just going to bring this up over here. Look at that. Just working that in there, folks. Working it into the already wet area here. And that needs darkened. It needs darkened a good bit, actually. And I shall do that forthwith. I shall do that right. Oh, there's a bit of raw umber flying all over the place. And I want this to be a cool shade. So I'll put a little bit of cerulean in it. A little bit of ultramarine. Along here, look at that. Lovely and dark. Look at that. Off in the distance, eh? Nice and soft, folks. You don't want everything to be all mixed together. Nice and soft. I want this tree to come out a little bit, but I'll do that in a moment. I'll get the dark in first, and then I'll bring the tree out a touch. Okay. Now this is where I'll show you in a moment about sculpting the trees. Right. Now, taking a good bit off the brush. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do is I will use a dry brush just to soften the edges of this. Having that worked in there. Okay, now I'm going to sculpt it a little bit. I'm going to bring the sky into the tree. Okay, go along here. As you can see, I'm now sculpting the shape of this tree. There now. A little bit more. Now I've got my dry brush. Oh, no, I don't. I've got the wrong brush in my hand. Where is it? There it is. Got my dry brush here now. Now I can come in and just soften these edges along here. Look at that. Lovely. A little bit darker. Very nice. Now what I do want is I definitely want some softer edges along here, just gently, and along up in here too. Now I am going to just work this in a little bit. All right. Now I think a certain area of the sky here needs darkened a bit. It needs. Monsieur? Along here, yes. Yeah, that's nicer. Look at that. It creates a bit of a vignette, as it were. Just a bit of a vignette, you know. And a little bit up in here too. Just allows those little lighter patches to pop a little bit more as the sky's coming down, you know. Okay, that was a nice thing to do. Yes, I think that helped it work a bit. So it did. Now, yes, a bit too much. Now look at that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brushes in my hand in one go here. All right, that'll do for now. I think so far I'm happy with the sky. I'll probably add a little bit more light into it, but for the time being, I'm happy with it. Now let's work on this bio here. Let's get ourselves a nice wee bit of water and a path here. And how am I going to do that? Let me see. Now, do I remove paint to create the water? And I think I'm going to put a little bit of water here. Just a little bit. It's going to be not much. And a wee bit of a path coming this way here. Okay, so now I have that established. Let me see, where's my brushes? Right, nothing special, just an old beat up brush. So, a little bit of water here. Now, there's going to be some reflection, so I'm going to try and be cognizant of that as I put it in here. Again, you're trying your best not to be all one note. So let me see now. Where's my dark brush? Put this in here. All right. Okay, now it'll all make more sense whenever I put the highlights in and around the thingy-me-jig. Radio. Let's create a path. Some, what do you call that there? What do you call that? The raw umber. Yes, and I'm going to get some red out. Raw umber and red and a little bit of greyness here and there really lends to making a nice path. And white, of course, yes. Some white. So there's some cadmium red out. I've already got a little bit of raw umber on the brush here. So let me see now. I don't want to ruin what I have over here. Just going to keep that for the time being. That's nice. That's a nice pathy colour for now. And maybe change it, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm unsure. I'm unsure. I'm unsure. So some green, phthalo green, some cadmium yellow, a little bit of thing there. What do you call that? Liquid fine detail. Let me see. Ah, that's better. That's a nice color. Nice tone. Not covering this up at all, actually, folks. Really trying your best to not cover this up. That's vitally important, because what you're establishing here is lots of little nooks and crannies in it that you would always find in a landscape, you know. I think I've gone a little bit too bright here for the time being. I will brighten that up in a secondo. Just dancing that brush, look at that. It really creates a thing of variety. That's what it does. Let's see what we have here. Trying to create a shape, like a pleasing shape for the path. At the minute, I'm not too happy with it, with its shape. Ah, now we're getting there. You can see that now. It is coming in now. Anywho, right, a little bit of greyness up in the back here. As you're moving away, it gets grey. Right, let me see where I think I am here. What am I not happy with? I'm not happy with the road. I am not happy with the road. I think the colour and the tone isn't too bad. Maybe red it up a little bit, put a little bit of red and a little bit of ultramarine, help it a little bit. Now it still needs edging. Still needs to be edged a touch. Just bring that right up to the tree there. Let me see. Let me see. Now this is all the fine detail parts of it all. This is just playing with it now. And now you're at the stage here. If you follow this, you're at the stage now where you're trying to make it look the way you want it to look. That's what we're at here. This bit is up to you. Entirely up to you. However you want this to turn out to be. I'm going to create some edge here and see what this looks like. I don't think that's dark enough. What I'll do is I'm also trying to mess around with this water here too. Okay. That's a bit better. I'm happier with that now. Right, what I need to do is that I need to work on the edge in here. So I give myself just a small brush. It's a small brush here. Put a little bit of darkness on it. A little bit of the phthalo green. A little bit of black. And just mixing it with what I've got. It should be a nice dark tone, but it's probably not dark enough. Let me see. Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Yeah. It's not quite happening the way I want it to happen. And it's just that I think I'm just not being dark enough with my tones here. So I'll try it again. Better, better, better. A bit better. What I also will do is I will lighten certain areas of it, which will help with it. Just at the edges here. That's not bad. There's not. That's all right. And the same with the water. I edge the water a touch here. And to stay away from the white until I get this properly edged in there. That's better. And I'll come into it a little touch here. Just in a little bit there. Help give it a bit of shape, you know, a little bit. I think the water, I don't know what to think of the water at the minute, so I don't. I will give myself a memento. So let's put this in here. As a bit of a reflection, but what I will do, and I should have done it, is remove some of it here. There we go. Alright, let's put some of that back in again. There we go. Right underneath the highest part of the tree, that gives me the sense of there's a bit of a reflection going on there. Now, let me see up in here, just covering the canvas. I think I'll put a little tiny bit of light coming through the... Alright, it's a bit bright, isn't it? Okay. Alright. I am not entirely done with the sky here. I have a tendency, and I don't like it very much, to make my trees all Ys, like a Y. And I'm trying hard to not give in to the urge to do so. Right, let me see the sky first before I go any further. Let me see what I can do with it. You know what, it's not bad. So it's not, I'm kind of happy-ish with this. So, a little bit of pink in it just. I'll see where I can take it. A little bit pinker still. Aye, that's not bad now. Sure, it's not. And let me just get some more of this red. And just because it's here, it's going to be in other places around the sky. So don't be afraid to put it in. Alright, I'm standing on a little bit of plastic. Alright, so now I don't like this at all. In fact, I don't like it so much I'm going to take the whole thing off. This area here. There we go. Now, there's a lesson for you folks. You don't like it? Take it off. And I didn't like it, so I took it off. Right, so let me see. Now, let's start this one again. Let's have a nice green for over here. A little bit of phthalo, tiny bit of oxide red, a little bit of yellow, and let's just put this down here. Now, I want to mix it up. So that's just pure oxide red I'm putting in at the minute. I don't want it all to be the same. Little patches of it, here and there. A little bit of just almost pure yellow. Let that mix. That's nice. Now that's a bit better. I can already see that that's a bit better. So I can. I'm happier with that now. So bringing this up into here just to let it cross over, as it were. Not all paths are straight. In fact, most paths are not even close to being straight. I hope you could hear what I said there. I said most paths are not even close to being straight. So let me get this here. You just put this here, a little bit here. It's like a little bit of a path leading up into this tree. Just steadying my hand now. There we go. Little connection there. Nah. Right, I think I'm happy with that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a few trees here and there and here. I don't want them too silhouette, but they will be a bit of a silhouette now. Yeah. Don't want this too bright, so I'm just going to have a little bit of caution here. Don't want it too bright. Wonderful. Now, very nice. Very nice. Now I want a half a tone brighter. Now I've gone and done my Y, but one Y is okay. I wouldn't concern myself with with one Y, you know, because they do also come in Ys. Trees, that is, you know. Let me have a wee look. That's not bad at all. No, it's is it dark enough? Is the tree dark? I don't think the tree is quite dark enough. It's almost dark enough, but it's not quite. A little bit of black, a little bit of cadmium red, a little bit of ultramarine blue. And I just want to see. Now I'm just going to work with this in certain areas, not everywhere. I'm not going to completely cover this tree. I've already done some work on it, and I'm not going to spoil it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work this in and see where it takes me. I'm not going to go too close to the edges. Aye. Alright, okay, getting there now. This is a bit better. This is a bit better. Just working that in. Spreading that darkness. That sounds ominous, doesn't it? Spreading that darkness around. So it's not too uniform. There we go. Now look at what that done. That really highlighted those edges. And I think just because of that, I'm going to give a little bit of a highlight here and there to those edges. Just a touch, just let me say a little bit there, a little bit here. Barely noticeable. Look at that. Oh, wonderful, isn't that nice? You just pull that out now. That gives a nice, that's a nice tree. Now what have I got going on here? This is the water. Let me see. A few dark patches here and there. Yeah. Now I do want to soften the edge of that tree just a touch. And I will use this brush that I used to do the edges here. So, just in the reflection here, just softening that up. There we go. Bit better indeed. And I think that'll do it, folks. That's from start to finish, a little landscape. Well, I hope that we got something out of that. I don't know how long that took me, 40 minutes maybe, or whatever it was. But it's a small piece, remember that. Keep that in mind. It's not just the speed of doing it, which I'm not really interested in. This is a small piece. You should have that covered with a back paint in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Should. I hate that word should. Don't. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to use it. But it's a small piece. It wouldn't take you long to cover it. Let me just see here. Just haven't yet. It wouldn't take you long to cover that because it's a small piece. So because this took me 45 minutes, I want to edge it a little bit more here. But because that took me 45 minutes, or whatever it was, I'm not sure at all. It's only because it's a small piece. Had that have been 5 times as big, it wouldn't have taken me 5 times longer. But I'm rambling here, folks. I think my point I'm trying to say is that doing things fast in this context is also handy because it allows you to make some very quick decisions. Make it up as you go. Boom. No room for getting it wrong. Don't allow yourself. Don't worry. Just wipe it off. You don't like it? Wipe it off. Don't like it? Wipe it off. Don't like it? Wipe it off. Now for just a little tiny bit of edge in here. Now, yeah, that's nice. Right, that'll do for the time being. That's enough of me rambling, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you all again pretty soon. And I've got one of those wee membership things going. No obligation, but it would be handy. It would be nice if you would become a member. And I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye for now.